As night falls in Johannesburg, the city's underbelly awakens.
Torches off! Torches off!
It's when the lawless meet law enforcers. South Africa is caught in a crime wave, testing the resources and the resolve of the country's responders.
Do you ever feel like you're playing a cat and mouse game with these criminals?
Absolutely. Obviously arrest a few of them, they lay low for a bit and then they pop up somewhere else.
Every night, armed private contractors go on the hunt. They search through townships and inside homes. It's not cash or gold criminals are after, but copper, found in everything from traffic lights
This one is stolen.
to railway lines and underground phone cables.
So all the cable here is gone.
Stolen copper has become a multi-billion-dollar global business.
And that's deep, isn't it? Are they dug by hand?
By hand, using a pick and a shovel.
And they do it in the middle of the night. So copper thieves have come and dug this trench. It starts from the road over there and it continues all the way down here under this bridge and as far as the eye can see around the corner over there, just to access some copper cabling.
Armed and highly sophisticated gangs are plunging parts of the country into darkness for days on end.
What's happened here tonight?
And then we opened it, we found 2 suspects.
And they had been trying to steal the cable under the ground.
According to our knowledge, they started the site, and then the cable get finished, they moved to the other manhole.
And they were working with a criminal syndicate.
They're working with a criminal syndicate. So whoever paid them this money, paid them to remove this cable.
Copper is critical to the production of clean energy, and worldwide it's in hot demand. A global shortage is driving its price to record heights.
I'm here to find out how the world's green technology boom has made copper one of the world's most sought-after commodities on the black market, and why criminals like this are willing to risk their lives to steal it.
Johannesburg, a sprawling metropolis at the heart of South Africa's modern identity. It's also a city in decay. Poverty, lawlessness and corruption. A third of the working age population are jobless. On Johannesburg's fringe, I've come to the headquarters of a major security firm monitoring criminal activity around the clock. It's a high-tech operation.
Please notice that the area is under surveillance.
Steph Brand oversees the team protecting large-scale infrastructure.
These are some of the teams that we currently have active on the road. On average, we arrest between 60 to 65 copper thieves within the act during a 1-month period.
And how big of a problem is copper theft in South Africa?
Copper theft is one of the biggest problems currently in South Africa, and I think what makes it so difficult to understand is that the damage itself can't be quantified. If someone steals a little bit of copper, it impacts the transport industry, the electricity industry, your traffic lights aren't working, your communication won't be working. So the problem itself is massive.
This isn't just happening in the middle of the night, it's also happening in the middle of the day on a public street just like that.
These suspects target anything from overhead copper to underground copper to pillar boxes to traffic lights.
This guy's working very quickly. He's just pulled this entire head off the lamp.
They've become so good at what they do and they're so skilled at it. The theft and the incident itself can be over within seconds to minutes.
The more organised sort of criminal syndicates, how do they differ in the scale and sort of damage that they do?
They're extremely well trained. You'll see them in different sorts of groups, again, depending on area and risk. But groups of about 15 to 20 is not uncommon, and all of them are heavily armed. There could be influence and involvement from Chinese triads and other international groups that function here.
It does present a big business opportunity for people.
It's an absolutely massive opportunity because if you can fill a container for export, you're going to make a couple of million just on that one container. Green energy and ESG initiatives require a lot of copper. As we see the drive towards more people turning to EV and other sustainable options, you will see the demand increase vastly for copper. And unfortunately, if matters stay as they currently are, this will feed the illegal trade that you see in South Africa and many other countries like South Africa.
Wherever there's copper to be stolen, thieves leave a trail of destruction. And you don't have to look far to see it. Metro stations that once served thousands of commuters now lie overgrown and abandoned. It's 11 p.m. and we're in an industrial area of Johannesburg. This time, I'm joining a private security company that's confronting organised crime head-on.
So if we're coming from the garage here...
Because of the sensitivity of their work, we're protecting their identities.
He has identified where they're currently burning copper. Our location would be here, so it's literally down the road.
The team from Blue Hawk Tactical uses satellite imagery to locate offenders and mark copper theft hotspots.
So we'll do a quick run and gun quickly to see what's going on there. Okay. We can expect some pushback from them. They're usually armed. But with a team, we don't expect it'll be over in a flash. Before they know, they'll be cornered. We used to get 1 or 2 copper theft crime reports per week, and currently we're getting them every single night.
So there are some copper thieves just up the end of this road here, so we're heading there now to try and cut them off.
By the time we arrive, the thieves have bolted.
You can smell it as well, can't you? So they've ripped out the copper.
Sorry, Joe.
These fires burning over here were used by copper thieves only in the last hour to try and remove things like PVC pipe to get the copper inside, but it looks like we've gotten here just too late, so we're going to try and follow them a bit further up the road.
The control room just notified us that they're busy in Benoni digging for cable.
Okay.
These criminals are very resilient. They're smart guys. They know exactly the operating procedure. You have to be very careful. Just watch out, they're duck next to you.
Push up, push up, push up. Body down.
The police have just arrived. We're just waiting for the team here to check out what's going on before we move on.
There was a report of cable. It was from inside.
This cable, this one here, the one here.
They said on New Model Road.
Yeah, because always they take it here.
Yeah.
Did you see who was shooting?
Oh, we can't see, but I could see the flash.
But the thieves make off into the night.
Yeah, control Alpha 05. We took fire here in New Model Road. Yeah, maybe you can send us more backup.
Have you ever been shot on a night like this?
No, not like this. Cash in transit and stuff like that, yeah, I've been shot 4 times. I got a hit in the chest, my right arm got, and my upper leg and my foot. Luckily, I survived it.
All clear.
And is the gunfire sort of par for the course for you?
It's a daily occurrence. It changes on the go, so sometimes it's a little bit difficult. We have to change our plan also as we go along. But sometimes we are unsuccessful and sometimes we are successful. They know exactly the operating procedure, I could say, of the security industry and how we deal with it, and they're trying to exploit it. We just need to change up the tactics.
I've arranged to meet someone who knows how these gangs work from the inside. We've agreed to speak to each other in an undisclosed location outside of town.
How sophisticated are these criminal gangs?
It's an organized crime, which we are plenty guys. Some of them, they're well trained. And some of them, they used to be in the army, in the security. And some of them, they used to be police officers.
Are you ever scared of being caught?
We're not being afraid of being caught. We're unstoppable. That was the way. If you come, we fire back. And we fire back for sure. Even the police, the private securities, if they enter to that area, it's going to be war.
Did you ever feel like you're putting your life at risk?
Especially, I do worry about my safety. I don't just release information to anybody because you could die for that info. We had a couple of guys got dying, executed, some with electricity, some they are shot, some they are wounded. They are abused with the leaders of the gang. Sometimes they are threatened or sometimes they are beaten. And sometimes they don't get money. It's a big risk at times when we do something, if we don't know. Because we are playing on the live wire. And then I've got 2 other guys which I know, they don't even have one side of their hands. It was executed.
The electricity, you mean, that has cut their arm off?
Yes.
How much were you making as a copper thief?
You see, copper, it's fast cash. It's fast money. It's money which you can get today. So it's something which you say, okay, I did today, I got 5,000. Tomorrow if I go there, I'll get another 5,000. And I have to pay rent. And I need my kids to eat. It's only about money. Money talks, especially here in South Africa.
On the other side of the crime wave are ordinary South Africans. I've come to the township of Alexandra, one of the most densely populated and poorest areas in the country.
Hi, Faith. How you going?
I'm good, and you?
Nice to meet you. The power's back.
Yes, it's just got back here just an hour ago. You're so lucky. It goes out normally twice, 3 times a day.
Here, copper theft has a very real impact. Power's unreliable, and residents say copper thieves are partly to blame. The fragile electricity supply makes life difficult for single mum Faith Nkosi.
I can't take a bath. I can't cook. If I don't have paraffin or gas, my kids are struggling. If it's darker, because of they normally come back after 5 from school, So they are failing to do their homework.
For years, Faith has watched as copper thieves have dismantled her community.
My kids were screaming. They were hungry. I didn't have money at all. I didn't know what to do. You are powerless. So it's very painful as a parent seeing that your child is not eaten. Yeah, it's very painful.
Aren't there police and private security that are helping you?
Right now, someone can come and take a cop, and I start to call the cops right now. It's around 8 p.m., if I may estimate. The cops are gonna come here at around 1 a.m.
Too late.
So too late, the thief will be long gone by then.
The lack of help from police pushed Faith to take matters into her own hands.
The legal system is failing us. Nobody is looking out for us. It's high time that we take responsibility of our own community and guard our own properties.
She's now part of a vigilante community patrol. With no formal training and with little other choice, the group makes a nightly sweep of the neighbourhood.
Are you ready to go?
Yeah, let's go.
Crime has affected me a lot, so I do no longer have fear for criminals.
It's 4:30 in the morning. Most people are still in bed, but everyone here seems to be in really high spirits.
Each night, armed with batons and heavy whips known as shamboks, they set off looking for trouble.
Do you think you'll use your baton tonight?
Tonight, not so sure.
Anything could
Because
happen.
Anything could happen.
In the darkness, it can be hard to tell friend from foe.
The thieves, we call them inyama.
Nyama.
Yeah, Zulu name for meat. When we shamboked, we say we are marinating. So then, before we marinate and take to the police station, we verify first if it's the right person.
For Faith, it's a hunt. She leaves no stone unturned. The patrollers have earned a fierce reputation in the community, and those caught doing the wrong thing can expect a swift kind of justice.
We do whip them, because if you don't whip them, they don't tell you the truth. Got to force out the truth. We just whip them a little bit, maybe 10 or 15 lunches, then they started talking.
Once Faith has performed a citizen's arrest, she alerts the police and the patrollers wait for them to arrive.
We started with about 5 or 6 of you, but now there's about 40 of you.
Yeah, we have so many blocks in Alexandra, seeing that Alexandra is big, so we are working hand in hand, so there are many patrollers. Since we started patrolling, stealing copper, it's less. We've changed the community in a positive manner. The crime rate, cable theft, car hijackings, murders have just went down.
Do you think you're part of the solution?
Yes, we are the solution. We are the solution, not part, we are the solution.
On the other side of the country, nestled between mountain and ocean, is the cosmopolitan port city of Cape Town. I've travelled here to find the next link in the chain of the illicit copper trade. In order to sell stolen copper, you first need a buyer.
All right. Attention.
This morning, I've joined a Cape Town law enforcement unit, specialising in copper theft.
We've identified some illegal scrap merchants that is operating within the area. We are going to conduct inspections at those scrap metal dealers. We are going to eat this elephant piece by piece.
Hey, I'm Tom.
Daryl de Meyer.
Veteran Senior Inspector Daryl de Meyer leads the squad, known locally as the Copperheads.
Bunga, back on into Jake Scarrow. The Copperheads would strike at the copper thieves, just as the viper, which is the cobra, the king of snakes, would strike at their victims.
This is a massive scrapyard here. In what role do these sorts of scrapyards play in the sort of criminal trade of copper?
Every scrap metal dealer, whether large or small, have a role to play within the illicit trade of copper, each and every one of them. Good morning. My name is Senior Inspector Domeyer. I'm from the Metal Theft Unit for the city.
Daryl is making a routine check of a scrapyard in a residential area known for its high level of crime.
Your copper.
The copper is inside the 7 days it's bagged. It to be bag and tag.
Okay.
Scrapyard owners are required to keep the metal on premises for a week before they sell it on.
You're in the clear on that one.
Not far away, at another dealership, locals are arriving with carloads of metal to sell.
Good day, sir. How are you doing? I'm Officer Wiley from Law Enforcement at Cape Town. Can I have a license, please? What is the gentleman bringing to the scrapyard?
Sellers must have a valid ID and be registered as recyclers.
Next time, please, do not bring such stuff to the scrapyard unless you are registered, please.
Officers are also looking for any signs of tampering to hide the origin of the copper.
Where do you get this copper from?
From the box to the house.
Yeah?
To the settlement, yeah. Those one and those one.
Which one is from the box to the house?
This one.
That one?
Yes.
What this is that these are wires that run over the houses.
Okay.
So we cannot prove that it belongs to anybody or that the commodity had been stolen.
Look, someone's come with a horse and cart.
Hoe gaan het om jullie? Waar koel ik jullie? Nog wel geen kilo. Okay, that's fine, fine. You can see. Over here is red copper. Copper is also referred to as red gold, but he doesn't have an identity document himself, which is by law required as the seller.
The fine far exceeds the price he'd make from selling the copper. I'm left wondering whether recyclers who rely on scrap for cash are getting caught up in the blitz.
How can you tell between someone who's genuinely selling scrap metal and a potential copper thief?
Okay. You cannot. There's a possibility that exists in everybody. Your two elements that fuels crime is your need for money and your greed for money.
But this gentleman's not necessarily a criminal, is he? He's just trying to make a living.
That can be the case. But he's non-compliant.
Okay.
So that does make of him a criminal. He's not compliant. It is difficult because you're constantly catching the bread and butter thieves, but you're not getting to the major syndicates that's behind the fueling of the crime for these people.
And it's the syndicates that you're after, right?
Ideally, we would like to apprehend and catch them, but it is difficult.
Authorities simply can't keep up. Even if they replace what's been taken one day, thieves can return the next in what becomes a costly cycle. Once copper is stolen, organised syndicates can make enormous profits, selling container loads of it on the global black market. But how is so much copper being smuggled out of the country and into the hands of overseas buyers?
It is not that difficult to export illegal copper, and by the time the copper is processed, it is very hard to tell what it was before because the casings are burnt off.
JP Smith is a local councillor in Cape Town who's campaigned for a harsher crackdown on copper thieves and tighter restrictions on the ports.
So China is the primary destination of most of our copper. Only about 2% of containers, as I understand it, are searched, and often the copper in the containers is mislabeled purposely by the exporters. Many other scrapyards will go to great lengths to conceal the identity of it and hide the copper on their premises.
Do you feel a sense of futility sometimes?
Absolutely. Of course we feel a sense of futility. This industry has been increasingly infiltrated by criminal syndicates.
Does it feel like it's out of control at the moment?
Everything that isn't bolted or screwed down, there will be an attempt to steal. Where there's money to be made, there is temptation for people to do wrong.
Thank you.
Back in downtown Johannesburg, it's been a long night, and it's not over yet. The private security team are finalising their arrest of these two suspected thieves.
And what will happen to them now? Are you going to take them to the police station?
Yeah, so they'll be transported to the police station where we'll obviously give a complainant statement and open a case against them since it's a citizen's arrest. And they'll appear at court within 48 hours. Well, obviously they're very excited and we're overjoyed that we could obviously catch them, you know, before they could take away the cable. So it's an adrenaline rush, but yeah, everyone's very excited and very pleased, very happy.
Tomorrow, they'll be back at it again, hunting for copper thieves.